Hello everybody, Andrew Hutchins here, and this video is about what I learned by doing my first bodybuilding competition. Well, something that I kinda learned, but I already knew it to begin with, was, I found out about the competition about 8.5 weeks before the day of the competition. And even though I was in good shape, 8.5 weeks, especially if you're not an expert at dieting for bodybuilding competitions, isn't an ideal amount of time to diet down for a bodybuilding competition. It's very typical for people to diet for 16 weeks. Oh, got a new message. And I do think that if I had more time, I would have been leaner. Like I said, if I was like an expert at diet, like if I had done this many times before, perhaps that 8 weeks would have been enough. But I was kind of experimenting with things. I had a very strong calorie deficit the whole time, and I cut out carbs to help with that calorie deficit. A lot of people might not understand that I didn't cut out carbs because I think carbs are evil, not because I think carbs are going to make me gain weight, but simply because they were extra calories. But it made me feel, I felt pretty good, but my strength when I was not eating carbs, like especially if I hadn't had carbs in like 3 or 4 days, was like 0 in the gym. It would go up if I ate some chocolate or pastries before the gym. And I think the calorie deficit, not the lack of carbs, really zapped my mental energy, so it made medical school hard. Let's get into stuff I learned from the actual show day. One thing is, I didn't know that the tan fully dries eventually, so wait for the tan to fully dry before you go to the bathroom. May sound kind of gross, but if you're a guy, you know that when you pee in a urinal, or any toilet for the matter, probably I shouldn't have peed in a urinal, but I peed in a urinal, and little bits splash out on you. And before the tan is fully dry, every little tiny splash dissolves the tan. And you got... and then, this shouldn't have happened, but I was drinking a drink and careless, and a drip went down my face, dissolving my tan. Now, when I got home that night, actually even after the show, I went to wash my hands in the bathroom and it just wouldn't come off. It came off a little bit, but once it's really dry, you could rub it and it can get wet and it's not gonna make it look bad. Ideally, you still don't get it wet, but yeah, make sure to, actually the next time I went to the bathroom, I brought a shaker cup with me because I was thinking I'll just pee in the shaker cup, those splashes. Also, you gotta make sure that when you're done, it doesn't drip on you, so I brought tissue. And then, be leaner. Don't get pee splashes on your tan. For whatever reason, I was a difficult person to tan. My skin, it just didn't work well. I shaved my whole body, and when they did the tan, it just bunched up. It didn't go smoothly, so they had to do it many times and then use roller brush. And I noticed where my thighs rub, perhaps because there's some morphological changes with the skin, that it especially wouldn't stick to that area that always rubs. So then, on stage competing, I learned that I know my back is my strong point, but for whatever reason, I got stuck in this mindset of I need to do front double biceps. Even at one point on stage, and I remember it, and I see it in the videos, I go to turn to my side to do a back bicep pose. I should have done back double biceps or something, or back, but still back single bicep is better than, I have a pretty good, I like to show it in videos and pictures all the time, why didn't I? And I start to go, and then I go, And then when I did do my back lat spread, so actually it's pretty, I could show it from the back, but I like being able to see myself on camera. So one thing I don't do is see myself posing from behind often. And like, I have a big back, so I figure like if I'm posing my back, it's gonna look big, but no, if I'm like this, it looks small. I need to go like, even from the front, it's so obvious. Like, if I'm pulling my shoulders towards each other, it's gonna make my back more narrow. And it pains me to see, like, we're all standing from the back, and there I am like this, instead of like this. And I had the biggest back. And of course, I was actually next to the guy who had the second biggest back, so I'm pulling my back like in tight, and his back is out. So I actually don't know for sure if the judges realized I was the biggest guy. Like, you could tell when we did our front double biceps next to each other, but I was so bad at posing. Well, I mean, I was clear. Yeah, I don't think you could accidentally think I was the smallest, that's for sure. But you could think that one other guy was bigger than me. Yeah, I was so bad at posing that I hid my strong point, my back. Also my legs. Part of it, I think, because I was dehydrated. Like, muscles just weren't feeling good. But I didn't flex them very well. Like, I do remember, like, holding them up, like, because when I lift my leg up a bit, it makes it look better. But I didn't flex them very much and very good. Like, they looked alright, but especially when you're on stage and you got the tan, and the lighting's really good, but it's not perfect lighting. So, like, sometimes I'll take photos and I get, like, the perfect lighting and I can see every line on my legs. Stage was not like that. Now, if I was a couple pounds lighter, I mean, a couple pounds less fat, it would have been enough that you could see all these lines that I could normally see with the perfect lighting. But yeah, big thing is, I needed to spread my lats, and I needed to actually turn around, since I have an amazing back. I think part of the thing is, I was advised, because I tend to stand kind of slouched over, I was advised that I need to stand arms back. Like, the guy even, like, put his arms, like, through mine and told my wife that I should put, like, a broomstick on my back and then put my arms behind it to practice standing like this. So the whole time I'm on stage, I was standing, like, with my arms back. But if you're trying to show off the width of your back, it's horrible. You should be going. And then the other thing is, if you're standing like this, you don't look as good as if you're standing like this. You need to create, and I know this, you gotta create that X shape. Especially from behind, you don't want to be like, I was like this sometimes, but no, you really want to be like, and from the front, like, I would stand and do my front double bicep like this. Gotta be more like, create that X shape. Front double bicep is something that never looks good on camera for some reason. I mean, at least at this angle. My face looks good on camera, I think. It's still interesting to see myself so tan. Like, now it's more orange. It's interesting, like in the shower, a lot of it washes off immediately, but then you're left with this orange look. So I ate a lot of sugar today and yesterday. But I'm going to continue dieting, but not like I was dieting before, because I already dropped the body fat. So I'm going to try to maintain and then continue dropping. Now, there is a competition 1 month from now, but I really need to focus on school now, because I kind of neglected school, and I can't keep neglecting it. Also, I can't keep being asleep in school. So yeah, don't mess up your tan. Like, let it dry before you pee, and realize that it is gonna dry. I don't know how long it takes exactly. All I know is like hours later it was dry, so who knows, maybe it's not gonna dry within like an hour. Come in leaner, practice posing, don't care how the other people pose. Like, I was always looking to see how the other guys are posing, trying to copy them, but like afterwards I looked at the video, everyone's posing a bit different. Like when we went to, it wasn't really an audition, but when I showed up the day before and like got, and chose, well actually I had originally picked classic bodybuilding, because I thought classic bodybuilding for guys that aren't as big, you know, I'm not that big, so I want to do classic. But then I later found out that there's actually a weight limit based on your height, and for me, now on the website it said that it was your height in centimeters minus 99, but in person they said your height in centimeters minus 98, I think. I'm 170 centimeters, so I would have had to be either 71 or 72 kilograms. I dieted down to like 70, sometimes when I was dehydrated, no carbs in me, I got down to like 77.5. But yesterday I was like between 78.5 and 79. No way I'm gonna get to 71 kilos. Maybe I could get down to the 75 kilogram weight class, but I competed as 80 kilograms. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any way on earth I could not get first place in the 75 kilo weight class. And I think I might be able to make it, but I'd rather compete in the 80 kilo weight class and get a little bit more muscle by next year, but have less body fat. But who knows, maybe it's better to like just get smaller and do the 75 kilo weight class. Yeah, definitely gotta show off from behind and make sure to spread my great lats. Come in a little bit leaner, and just practice posing more and being smooth. Like, yeah, I pose in the mirror all the time. Like, I look at myself all the time, but it's different than posing at a bodybuilding show. Like, really different. Like, even just when I went to take photos recently with a photographer. It's so much different when you're not looking at yourself in a mirror. Check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness. And my website is andrewhutchings.org, where you can hire me for coaching, consultations, plans, whatever. And I don't mean for bodybuilding competitions. I've never meant that. I've meant for health and fitness. I can coach you how to get in great shape, but I'm not an expert at competitions. And I cannot give medical advice, but it's not advice if I don't tell you to do it. It's just medical information, because I'm not a licensed physician and nothing is medical advice. Please like and subscribe. Check out my short video, which is like my favorite shot from the show, because I usually didn't pose well, but in that instance, I looked really good with my front double biceps, so check it out.